Pop this panel out, and it was just nasty wet. Welcome back to the channel. How's everybody doing? We're gonna try to turn to this lawnmower now and figure out why it won't start. I took the bolts out, popped this panel out, and it was just nasty wet and from sitting out all winter. So I swapped the fuses. That did not do anything. So I'm gonna get this battery out of here, put it on the charger. I mean, it fired up another lawnmower, so it should have fired this one up. So we'll put it on the charger though, and then I'm gonna start taking these wires off and just swap the wiring harness out and all the switches with the parts more, because I know they were working. So I'm gonna tear into it. Well, I put that battery on the charger and it says it's 78% charged, so it should be starting this. So I think we're just gonna let this dry out for a minute. I'm gonna run in and get some contact cleaner, because these are gross. So I think we're gonna try that before I swap this whole wiring harness out, because it's going to a lot of safety switches that I don't want to have to mess with. They're cleaned up. I'll run into town and get some of that contact cleaner and scrub them off a little bit. But I definitely shouldn't have let this thing sit out all winter. Don't really want to have a several $1,000 boat anchor. I've already got one parts lawnmower right there. I don't need another one, so we'll see what happens. Hey guys, we're back to working on the Exmark. So I went to the parts store, got some cleaner. I was cleaning all the connections, and I just happened to text the guy at the dealership that I bought this from, see if he had any idea before I started wasting a bunch of time on this, and he said, check the red and the black wires to the ignition switch. So I went to wiggling on them, and one just pulled right out, and that little connector, the wires were broke off of it. So we went and we got one that's close to it. So I'm going to, I got these wires stripped. I cut them back a little bit. I'm going to add some wire to it. That way it's not pulling on them hard. And hopefully we're back and running. We'll give it a whirl. All right, so I'm just gonna twist these wires up a little bit. Put these on here. Also, I got the blue wire, so it doesn't really match, but it is what it is. Cut a couple pieces off here. hopefully this takes care of it. I don't know what, last time I checked, I think shop rate at the store was like $100 an hour. So if I can tinker with this for a minute and save some money, and hopefully we can get her fixed. Blue, middle one. And I will wrap that up with some tape. Could use heat shrink, but I don't feel like getting too crazy on this on a lawnmower that's got almost 3,000 hours. So it still cuts good, but, and it's not the, I think we're on the 3rd engine, at least the 2nd. But I'm not scared to put in an engine. So for I think $2,300 we can have a brand new engine on the thing. $2,300, I think I can do it in about an hour and a half now. So it's not too bad. Surely it's gonna work. It's either gonna work or it won't. Crimp this bad boy on here. Wrap this one with tape. All right. Now I gotta put these in this connector. Hopefully it'll fit in this. I might have to take the, I might have to cut the plastic off this sucker. I think I'll do that, see if it'll fit. All right, I use a utility knife and cut that plastic off. I think it should fit. So hopefully, this ought to be good. I shake too much for. All right, you can see the shiny one shoved all the way up there. So I think as long as I am careful when I push this sucker in, it should work. So fingers crossed. I don't know if it's gonna work. Hour meter lit up, but then it went off real quick. So let me try to push that up in there. Well, the hour meter is on now. I guess this one's only got 2,300 hours, so yeah, just getting broke in. I think one of these I had to replace the clutch on. It's the only one that I've ever replaced a clutch on too, so knock on wood. This is either, it might have been this one. This one has 2,800 hours. So one of them I replaced the clutch on, which is crazy how long these clutches last on these Exmarks. Other than that, let's see, this one, and it's doing it now. So it was a horrible design to start with. They mounted their muffler rigid to the heads, and it will crack the head. At first I thought I had a warp valve cover, but I fought one time and finally took the head off and got to looking, and the head was cracked at one of the bolt holes. So they have updated that, and now this muffler mounts to the frame, and you've got these little flexible kind of chambers there. So knock on wood, I've got it on that one. It's new. The new ones come with that, and I've also lost an engine because of that fairly quick. So they warranted it with one on here. So yeah, if you're looking for a used Exmark, check to see what muffler system it has on it. All right, I just plugged the PTO back in. I'm not gonna bolt this whole panel down yet, but I am gonna tighten the cables up on the battery just to see if it'll start. And I left my sockets in town again, so slow it is. An easy fix. I didn't have to pull the whole wire harness off. So now we have 3 working lawnmowers. The main one that I'm gonna run, I buy them used with like 300 hours on it, and I get a heck of a deal. So let somebody else take the beating. So last year I got this one with 300 hours. And it now has 1,073. So I will run this. This will be my main lawnmower. I just have one guy working for me this year. So there's a handful of yards out of the 150 that are big enough to where he will beat me done trimming. So we barely use a second lawnmower anyway, but it's nice to have them ready to go. So yeah, I think we're getting close to being ready. I'll change the oil on this one that we just got running this weekend. I went out to the parts store today and the truck didn't bring our filters, so I can't do hydro changes till Monday anyways. So yeah, get her cleaned up, get the filters clean, change the oil and change the oil filter, and we should be ready to rock and roll. I think the only other thing I'm gonna do is get a new trimmer and a new blower, just so we pretty much go through a blower every year, and a trimmer usually goes 2 years. So I'm gonna look into that and probably get a new one. But yeah, I want to thank everybody for watching. Turned out to be a short video because the fix was easy, which is fine with me. So we can't wait to see you on the next video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and once again, thanks for hanging out with us.